I'd felt when I first read it. I was sure angelic choruses sang the opening line, "We are pleased to accept your application for admittance," followed by details of the stipend I'd receive for academic merit. All the late nights studying until my eyes burned and the candle guttered out, all the dreams of regaining our place in society. All for nothing. Smoothing the pages, I carefully tucked the letter inside a faded book of fairy tales Mama and Papa used to read to me each evening. Nestled in bed between them, I would trace the words as they read, pretending my small fingers called the clever maidens and daring princes into being. Those days felt as distant and unreal as the magical tales that filled them. I turned back to Lilah, who was scribbling away once again. "What's your new story about?" Lilah tapped her pen against the fresh paper resting on her knees. "A girl who goes on a voyage across an unknown sea. She ends up in a land where everything is enchanted, even the sky. And the clouds are made of cotton candy." I glanced around the crowded, dingy train car as we jarred along the tracks. "Why don't you ever write about things that could actually happen in real life?" Lilah regarded me with lively hazel eyes. "It must be awfully dull inside your head, Verity. You've got no imagination to speak of." "A vivid imagination can cause a world of trouble," I shot back. I couldn't help thinking of our Papa, as he used to be, before the line between the real and the imaginary blurred in his mind, and horrors only he could see crawled out of every nook and cranny. I retied the ribbon at the end of Lilah's strawberry blonde braid. Keeping us fed and clothed while dealing with Papa's deepening madness had left me no time for whimsy. "Don't bite your nails. Goodness only knows how many germs are on this train. It's a rolling petri dish." Lilah sighed. "You're the bossiest sister in the world." "Probably," I admitted, resting my head against the window. "But someone has to make sure we keep body and soul together." Through the smudged glass, fields of sun-brittled grass spread as far as I could see. Without the towering buildings of home, the sky felt too near, like a giant lid, trapping the heat of the day and us with it. Sweat slipped down my temple, stinging at the corner of my eye. The racket of the other children and the insistent click-clack thrum of the train's wheels conspired to fray my nerves. Wiping a damp strand of hair from my cheek, I scanned the train for Miss Pimsleur. The agent from the Children's Benevolence Society sat near the front of the car, knitting a woolen scarf of all things. I stood, edging up the aisle toward her, skirts swaying against my calves. The train lurched around a bend, and I banged my hip against a seat. A grunt escaped before I could capture it. Miss Pimsleur looked up, her round face shining with either earnest goodwill or perspiration. She wore the self-satisfied little smile of a person who is doing good, and wouldn't mind if you noticed. "Do you need something, Verity?" I did, in fact, but 2 tickets back to New York weren't an option. "Could you tell me how long until we arrive?" Miss Pimsleur fished an enamel pendant watch from her shirtwaist. "We'll be in Wheeler in just a few minutes." She closed the watch with a snick. "Did you know your parents spent some time in this part of Arkansas many years ago? That's why I decided to put you and Lilah on this train instead of one going elsewhere." I tilted my head in surprise. "They did?" Miss Pimsleur nodded. "I believe your mother lived here as a girl, at least for part of her childhood. Your father visited briefly, too." Curiosity fluttered through me, followed by an old familiar heartache. "Our mother died 9 years ago, and Papa—" I trailed off. It went without saying he'd been in no condition to pass down family history, even before his recent commitment to the asylum. Miss Pimsleur tutted softly. "You're an intelligent, resourceful girl, Verity. You'll make a fine life for yourself with your new family, whoever they may be. Providence has a way of working these things out." I smothered a scowl. "That's almost exactly what our Aunt Susan wrote in her letter." We'd never met Aunt Susan, our only known living relative, but her damning reply to my query said it was absolutely impossible.